to Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium, home to the East Carolina Pirates, where the purple has engulfed this place as they are ready for a showdown. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we'll see a team from the American, the Ohio Bobcats, taking on a team from Conference USA, the East Carolina Pirates. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Bobcats will kick it away to start. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Four wide out set, 2 on either side on 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And that defender was just smothering the quarterback on that screen attempt. You know, the QB's taught to hold on to it to the last possible second. He had no shot trying to negotiate that defender.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He's open on the right, and he's brought down after a nice gain.
There's a reason 3rd down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at 3rd down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
The Pirates with the 1st and 10.
Let's go.
From the gun, running back gets to give.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
From the gun, the running back has it. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on the 1st down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on 3rd down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
And the Pirates are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
Motion from the wide receiver. They'll try to bully their way for the 1st. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And I just love when guys guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
The Pirates are flying down the field. Motion from the wideout. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. The delay of game pushes the offense back. Back behind the chains. 1st and 15. They'll try it over the left side. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
To the air on 2nd down. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Now the 8th play of the opening drive, but this time facing 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the pass. Right on the money. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26.
You know, this offense knew coming into the game they were going to get some opportunities to take shots down the field. They feel like they've got the guys on the perimeter to win one-on-one, and you saw it right there.
Ball marked at the 26. It's 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Using his legs, it's Jenkins. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Well, we knew coming into this one, this was an offense that wanted to come out, sling it around, but the timing is going to have to be a whole lot better. This defense has athletes who can close on the ball and make plays, and you saw it right there on that interception to open this game.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Back to throw, it's Carpenter. Snagged in the middle, it's Hendricks. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback can throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field, that time the receiver
breaks into the open. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number one. It was priority number one. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This offense doing exactly what they set out to do on this first drive.
From the gun, running back on the move. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Back to pass on second down. Incomplete, and man, is he lucky to get that one back. Defense that close to an interception.
Oh, that hit him in a bad spot, right in the hands. Great play. You still get a pass breakup, but man, that could have been an interception by the defender there. Nice break on the football, but secure that big fella and get the six. Get the pick six.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Pugh. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
Wow, and what a great job by that quarterback finding his open receiver on third down. You know, guys, one of the most telling stats at the end of the game is third down conversion percentage. If you're a great third down team, it's invaluable to your offensive success, and that's why teams drill third down so much in practice.
And the Bobcats will snap it on 1st and 10. Taylor has it. They make the stop, but you can't give up 4 yards a chunk on the ground down in this area of the field. It's at the 18. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Here's a quick throw out to the left. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
The Bobcats come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Looking to pass, it's Carpenter. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
Yeah, and 3rd and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
This would likely be a chip shot for the field goal kicker, but they want the touchdown instead. They'll go for it on 4th. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
And how about the rough starts for these offenses? 2 possessions, 2 turnovers. These quarterbacks, you trust them early, first drives to get something going. Both of them turn it over to the other team. Let's see which one can get settled in first.
Carolina sending the offense back to work. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. He'll haul it in right around the logo. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. The Ohio U offense returns to the field. That last drive was a punch in the gut, pulling the pick in the red zone, Jesse.
Yeah, and it just seemed like there was some miscommunication down there in the red zone. David, this drive, the QB and receivers just have to do a better job being on the same page.
Yeah, and I think you pulled the positives, right? We moved the football down the field. We had a chance to score, but we can't let those opportunities slip between our hands. Let's go get some points.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. They go to the ground. They're just trying to flex the muscle. They get him down at the 34 after a pickup of 4.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever, 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running, so nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
It'll be a run on 3rd and short. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, and I just need a crease. I need you offensive linemen, just like right here. Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back, Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the 1st down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always, in these short yardage situations, knows where that 1st down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards in piles, driving his legs to help keep this drive alive.
Just when they thought they had the big play, the penalty wipes it out. A 1st down for the offense. Looking downfield, it's Carpenter. Here comes the heat. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. He'll take a shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Oh, the offense just not able to come up with that. You knew that was going to be a bang-bang play, right? They're taking a shot into the end zone. That's going to have to be a contested catch on the back end, but he wasn't able to come up with it because of the hit.
It'll be 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. A strike downfield. Just across the 20 with a 1st down at the 19. And the Bobcats come to the line with a new set of downs. The give is to Taylor. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
And that run really didn't go anywhere, and a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
And they'll get him down inside the 5, but this offense powering toward a score. The Bobcats will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. The give. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bobcats. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
7, East Carolina, 0.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Jenkins. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's going to run it. Fires on the move. Connection to the right. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They bring him down, but not before he gets a 1st down at the 35.
I tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands, and you saw it on that last play.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Showing the arm strength to the left. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
I think sometimes as a quarterback, when your offense is struggling, you don't have any points up on the board yet here at the end of the 1st half. You're just trying to take a shot to see if your guy can make a play. And that time, he thought he had the matchup he wanted, but he has just not been able to ever find a rhythm. And this defense is making it really hard on him, forcing that one to fall incomplete.
Catch in the middle. It's Sproul. Knocked down at the 25-yard line. Picked up 10 there and gets a 1st down. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll snap it from the 25 here on 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Deep shot for the end zone. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And watching this offense the past couple weeks, man, everything's hard. And they got to find a way to get some easier routes, some quicker throws, some higher percentage things because they're just not hitting at a high clip. And they got to find a way to make things easier and alleviate some pressure off their quarterback.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Oh, and they get the ball back, but that's just going to make it much tougher on this drive. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Quarterback making checks. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Trying to escape and get it himself. What a play by this defense, and they stop him short. It'll be 4th down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Takes a hit as he fires. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Great coverage on that 4th down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
Back to pass, it's Carpenter. Moving out of the pocket. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Pulls it in down the sideline. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Ohio 7, East Carolina 0.
And the Pirates will kick it off to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. Ohio U ready to go back to work on offense. They'll open the second half with a run. Brought down at the 25 after he picked up 10.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. To the air on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Harris. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Looking to throw, it's Carpenter. Throws to the wideout. Tosses it incomplete.
And look, I know this offense made some adjustments at halftime, and they couldn't wait to get back out on the field and try to generate a score. But their defense is playing lights out. So to me right now, this is a no-brainer. After the incompletion on 3rd, just punt it away and let your defense eat.
Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. And points have been hard to come by in this one. They'll try to put together a drive. Might be changing the route. Looking downfield on first down. That's caught. It's Montgomery. They get him out of bounds. Couple yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
Well, it's a great job by the quarterback there, understanding you're being blitzed. You know you're not going to be able to hold on to it very long, so find the back. Get it into his hands quickly. Let him go pick up the first.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Give to the back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bombs him up.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. The Pirates moving quickly to the line. Now he's looking to throw it. Oh, they're after him. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Second down, he'll throw it. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Another incompletion, and I've said that a lot, and these teams are just struggling. I mean, the offense just doesn't know what to do. Nothing's working, ground game, throw game. It's kind of been a rock fight on both sides.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
You know, when you go dime personnel package, you've got extra DBs in the game, so it's harder to throw if you're the quarterback. There's just not as many windows. They've got more guys in coverage. You're expecting to at least have a little bit more time, but your offensive line, man, they just couldn't hold up.
He's got great speed. Touchdown, Ohio! The hidden yardage, the big play, special teams coming through. A dynamic, explosive return. The sliver of daylight exploding through it, just vaporizing and reappearing on the other side and housing it.
And punt returners are so quick. You can play touch football in an elevator with them and lose. You can't even get your hand on there. So quick, so elusive. Does such a great job making people miss, but still going full speed up the field to get all the way to the end zone and score the TD.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Carolina sending the offense back to work. These guys really need to get something going on this drive. They are still well within striking distance, but they have very little to show for their possession so far.
Well, you can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're in the late in the third quarter. They're down on the scoreboard. They've got to get aggressive. And they've got to throw the ball if they want a chance to win this game. But the defense knows it. It's going to be really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are going to be small like it was that time throwing the incompletion.
And this offense has got to find a way to get some gimmies, some layups, some screens. They need some yak, some yards after the catch. They got to find some guys that can make some plays for this offense because it's just boom or bust. There's not a lot of consistency. They got to put some first downs together, put some drives together, be more consistent.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Pocket breaking down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Complete and looking for enough for the first down. They're a couple of yards short of the first down, but the offense will stay out there on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own great field position.
Man, defensively, this is beautiful. You want them to be aggressive. You got to continue to get stops. You got the lead. Now you give the ball back to your offense again with a chance to salt this away here in the second half.
And after a successful run like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and potentially taking a shot, because even if it's incomplete now on 2nd, you only have a short amount of yards to go here on 3rd.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. They make the tackle at the 22. Will give him 5 yards on the play. It'll be enough for a first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Taylor has it. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. They think they can create space here with a run to the right. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they're up 21-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finished it off with a 14-yard run for the score. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Might be calling a hot route. Looking to throw on first down. Got it behind the line. It's Montgomery. They get in the backfield and make the play, and that's how they'll finish off this third period. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them.
Carolina, 0.
They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Back to pass. Quickly to the tight end. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. And the Pirates want to pick up the tempo. Looking to throw for it. And the missed connection on third down. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on downs.
There's not many play calls on the sheet to score a bunch of points really quickly, so you got to go for it here. I like the aggressiveness, but this offense can...
There he goes. Picks up the first down. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
What a big-time run for this offense. A physical run, getting down, almost scoring the touchdown.
Yeah, and considering how well they're running it right now, why wouldn't you just hand it off to this guy right here again?
And the Bobcats trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And down here near the goal line, you got to be physical. And this guy's proven it today, Palmer. They've given it to him. He's put it in the end zone twice already. I'm going to keep featuring that.
So you know the defense is going to be keying him too, right? Because he's hurting them a little bit in this game already. They're going to be finding a way to try to get some penetration, anticipating this guy to touch it again.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're looking for from a defense. You're expecting runs, second and goal. Got to find a way. You can't give an inch. This part of the field, this yard marker right here, you've got to be physical. Nice job by the defense winning that second down.
After getting nothing on the last play, will they try to run it in from the 2 on third down? Barrels ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Ohio. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
And this offense looking more and more like themselves. This is what we're accustomed to seeing. Last week, more of a blip, right? 0-1 to start the season. Kind of had some bad vibes, some bad mojo. Bounced right back, putting up a ton of points. And this one is all but over. 1-1 is here for this team.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Back in the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the fourth down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
From the gun. Sends it downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it, but you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback, and again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
The Pirates want to crank the tempo. Quarterback may change this route. Snap from the gun on third down. Rushes on him. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down, and one that did not pay off. Ohio takes over. The Bobcat offense heads to the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense first and goal from the 7.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the first down and get the sticks moving.
Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Dropping back, it's Carpenter. Looking for the goal line. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Well, obviously this team didn't get the start they wanted to on the year, coming into this one 0-1, but a great job there getting that drive, putting 6 up on the board. They've got a comfortable lead. They wanted to turn the page and start to build momentum. This is a massive win for this program.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground.
You know, a lot of offensive coordinators script the first, 5 to 10 to 15 plays. You don't usually draw that up for inside your own 10. Bad field position to start. This offense needs to come out, get a few positive plays first to get out the shadow of your own end zone.
East Carolina sending the offense back to work. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession, they went for it. They rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Here's the pressure. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together, run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Floating away. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Touchdown, Bobcats. The defense does the work itself with a pick six.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the MAC. Western Michigan is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you never know. They're trailing by 10 to Rice. The Maction never sleeps, and we'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The offense couldn't get the snap off in time, and it'll cost them. He's looking to pass. Fires left. That pass is intercepted, but he's out of bounds, so it'll go down as an incompletion and a stroke of good luck for the quarterback.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You've got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front. The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man, doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
That earlier sack really set them back, but they'll still go for it here. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. And the Pirates will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. I'm not sure if he could have kicked it farther by using his knee, but it's not exactly the longest punt. To just drain the clock in victory formation. Looks like the offense will just take a knee. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. quarterback takes a snap and takes a knee. Winning can become a habit. Now they've won back-to-back games and probably building a little confidence.
And you want it to be a habit. That's what you talk about as a coach week after week. Let's build. Let's create momentum and continue to build on it. And then you look up at the end of the season, you never know where you could be, what dreams you could bring to reality.
At the end of the day, I think good teams find ways to win games. And over these last 2 games, it hasn't always been easy. They've had to overcome some adversity, but at the end of the day, they were able to step up, make the plays necessary, and do that. Very, very impressive.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.